Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
So I guess this is going to be a yearly tradition now. If you couldn't tell, we're both sick. That's why I sound like Dave on the new album. But we love you guys too much to not do this every year. What is this, the top 10?
Yes, sir.
So not that every album that came out this year sucked. It's just that I didn't have time to listen to all of them. And the ones that I was anticipating sucked. Rudolph's red shiny balls, every single one of them. However, Metalhead has this new girlfriend and they listen to all this indie folk stuff, and I guess that new stuff is coming out now. So he's gonna fill out the top 10 for you, and I'm gonna join him around number 5.
So starting off number 10 would be the first of the 2 new albums from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Unlimited. This is a little more than would be necessary. They were welcoming back into the lineup a long anticipated. Usually when they're together in the same
like shit this year.
room, they really
I guess Harridan was solid, but the rest of the album sucked.
that did reflect
All the new prog bands sound exactly the same. Can't listen to any of this folk garbage without falling asleep in the first 30 seconds. At least Metalhead enjoyed himself with the Chili Peppers. Shoving feces directly into his ear canal, that is. Or maybe the problem was really me. You know, like that South Park episode where Stan got older and everything and everyone started to sound like shit all the time? Maybe I need to make some changes.
It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Anyway, let's talk about, before we get into number 5, some of the accomplishments that we made this year. 1K. Thank you guys so much for 1K. For those of you waiting for the Dr. Kevin episode, we still have zeros in our bank account. We still need that watch time. So get us some goddamn watch time so we get up to North Dakota. Also, we need enough for our attorneys too. Whoever Sacha Baron Cohen has for his attorney, I need him.
Bang bang, skeet skeet, nigga.
Thank you everybody again for continued watch, continued support. Also, just so that way it gets seen by more people, and the better the channel does, the better we can be.
Let's talk about some honorable mentions. The new Porcupine Tree album. For all of those of you that were going apeshit that I gave that a 5, I looked at my Apple Music recap. 46 times I listened to that all the way through. 46 times that I didn't even have this with me. It's not that it was a bad album, it was just wildly mediocre and was very similar to me to their 90s stuff.
I didn't hate the album, but I also didn't like it as much as I thought it would, and I didn't dislike it as much as you did or other people in our reviews, which you should watch for watch time. I liked Absentia more than Fear of a Blank Planet.
So in other words, you have the most popular opinion out of the entire discography.
Yeah, but
including mine. Golden Raspberry Award. Dave with The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead.
I think they were sick, dying, and dead when they made that. That would be my number 1 dishonorable mention.
An album in which Dave essentially just started up a lawnmower and got strep throat like I have now and just started rambling nonsense over.
Right, and especially coming off of Dystopia. Like
I saw a comment that said that I Want to Be an Astronaut is Megadeth's equivalent of On the Table! His daughter's still hot though. Oh, the new Ozzy album.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that was okay. It just kind of sounded like, you know that the AI rapper that came out and said the N-word and got canceled, even though it sounded like they came out with an Ozzy version of that and had to make an album. That's what that album sounded like.
he's a legend.
Yeah.
But I will not be listening to this.
Well, it looked interesting because they had Zakk Wylde on there, Jeff Beck. They had a couple really, Antonio Iommi. They had a couple really interesting features. Every song sounded exactly the same. Somehow they managed to make it sound like a hip hop album with Ozzy. Our actual top 5 albums, I guess we'll get started. I'll get started with, I guess, I don't know, Polyphia's was okay. The first half sucked, for the exception of
Playing God.
the second half of the album was pretty good in spite of the rap features. I thought it was decent, so I guess that's my number 5 pick.
Did you give it a rating out of 10?
At least a little bit better than the Porcupine Tree album out of 10. That's my rating.
Okay, alright, that's good.
We got the physical copy, alright.
My number 5 would be
Drink for this one.
Red Hot Chili Peppers Return to the Dream Canteen. I actually bought, this is one of the 3,000 this is one of the 3,000 copies that had the pink vinyl, so a little fancy, you know, part of history.
What?
Maybe I could sell it for $50 in the future. Their Unlimited Love album was okay, and then I heard they were putting out a second. This one actually surprised me more. Is it amazing? No. Is it terrible? No.
Really?
Is there some... Peace and Love was one of the best songs they've written in the last 10 years on here. My 5th favorite album of the year, and I'd have to give this a 6 out of 10. Wouldn't push you and have a moving car.
I'll have to come up with a 4. I don't know. The Dirt remaster. I mean, you can't go wrong with Dirt. That's I think I give that a 7. I'll bump it up to an 8 now. It's not their best album. That would be Jar of Flies.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, even though the Atmos mix sucked. When Atmos first came out and I heard Tom Sawyer, I thought it was the next big thing. They did a bunch of Dream Theater's albums, and it just sounded like that stupid AD audio thing that they had on YouTube for a couple of years. That's what it sounded like. The Dirt remix came out. It just sounds like the band is playing in a bathroom. Maybe you can hear the ghost of Lane playing faintly in the background. But yeah, I guess that's my number 5.
Number 4.
Yeah, whatever.
My number 4. I know we get the booze ready. Final Days by Logic. So, here's the deal about this. Is Logic a cornball? Yeah.
Yes.
Does he have cringy lyrics? Yes.
Yes.
Is he full of himself? Yes.
Yes. Is he ugly?
Yes. The reason I love this one so much, he took an old school hip hop approach with, you know, great beats and great samples, great features, hilarious type and you know, I agree, but and not the and yes, even though he also had a song in here where he talked about strangling Anthony Fantano, so that was interesting.
Are they friends?
They are now, yes. Anthony Fantano is actually also on this record. He called in, and he's on like a 30-second track.
That's actually awesome.
Which is
okay,
hilarious.
I'm okay with that now.
Yeah. So I'd have to agree with Anthony Fantano and give this a 7 out of 10.
Number are we on?
3.
The stereo remaster of Dirt from Alice in Chains, because it's better than the Atmos version. Yeah, I think that's my number 3. Oh, that shit. Okay, I get this out of
4
here.
now. This is 3 for me.
What did I text you that it sounds like? It sounds like your local middle school's presentation of Homos the Musical.
It was something about a lot of having too much estrogen, I think.
I said I had to listen to Bleed by Meshuggah on repeat after listening to that, just to get all the estrogen out of my system.
This is number 3 for me, that's right. Ants from up there, Black Country New Road, a British rock band, and I gotta say, I was, you know, my first listen of this album, I was not really all that thrilled. And then a couple months later,
a couple of these, and then you're like,
yeah.
yes.
A couple months later, I re-listened to it, and I was actually just like really enthralled by it. No skips, no like interruptions, start to finish. The vocal performance is a little hard to get into, I'll admit, but I really was wrapped into the emotion of it, you know, the lyrics and the storytelling and the sadness, and thought it was like a breath of fresh air from like all the new takes of rock out there. And I highly recommend it for people if you want to just experiment and expand your taste. You might not like it, like but I do recommend it. Very well done.
In other words, his girlfriend made him like it.
9 out of 10.
Okay, number 2 is the black vinyl disc re-release of Dirt by Alice in Chains. I wanted to buy the orange one, but they were sold out. And then I went to get the black one, and then I remembered that I was poor, and then I did it. So that's my number 2.
Number 2, which I don't have on vinyl yet, Being Funny in a Foreign Language by the 1975. I also saw them live this year. Fantastic show, awesome. Start to finish this album, great writing, great performances, great production from them, along with Jack Antonoff. Everything about it was just exciting and fantastic. An 8 out of 10.
Number 1 is the orange vinyl disc of Dirt by Alice in Chains 2022 remaster, which I want, but was sold out, as I just said 5 seconds
Then
ago.
your favorite song on that?
Them Bones, which I had covered for my school project. If you guys didn't see that, go watch that. That video came out 10,000 times better than I expected it. And I got 100 on that, by the way, unsurprisingly. That's because everyone else just kind of sat there in front of their laptop with a PowerPoint presentation in the dark with their phone camera. I was like, oh yeah, so this is my idea and stuff, and like it's gonna be good and whatever. So that's my number 1.
That song's the
Confetti.
favorite album of the year. Decide by Joe, DJO.
Oh, is it the Stranger
actor
Things
from
dude?
Stranger Things, which I was like, holy shit, no way. He has not 1 but 2 fantastic albums out, and his production work was insane. His attention to the mix and the production and the earphone panning, songs like Half-Life and Runner, especially On and On, production-wise, that song is like a journey, start to finish. I'd have to give that also a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend it if you like psychedelic rock or Joe Keery.
I heard a different version.
I think it'd be fun to add. What was your favorite like new album
Dirt.
that you listened to this
2022 remaster. Oh, favorite listener, is that what you were asking?
Yeah. Like an album that you've never listened to before.
All of Alice in Chains' discography.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think perfect.
I've heard their stuff before, obviously, this
Yeah.
year, but I became a Alice in Chains stan this year.
What was your favorite video that we had out this year?
That's a good question. Our favorite video, I know it's kind of a underwhelming answer, but our most recent video was probably either the Megadeth video or the one that I did for my school project, just because I feel like I learn more with editing and I learn more with production, so every video just gets better. Other than that, probably either the facelift or images and words review.
Images and words was fantastic.
Yeah, probably the images and words one, because I covered every song, like a clip of every song in that one.
That one was really cool. My favorite listen of the year was definitely Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage. The story is hilarious. A guy like him, you'd figure, is on every drug in the world. Like, if anybody in his band like wasn't 100% like dedicated, wanted like top tier quality, or like fooled around drugs, kick him out. Unique, exciting, fun. Lyrics are all just nonsense. And I would say favorite video that we did, definitely the Megadeth one, the new one. Definitely the Dream Theater one. And I would have to say the Primus one was so good.
Oh, that was another good one. Yeah.
This is so funny.
It's the wild shit that we did.
The one song where like you compressed it and it was like,
it was
like
flattened,
240 quality, especially when you were like, oh shit, and you clapped and it's like an earthquake. And then I was playing the guitar while you were talking, and just like,
and I did the Master of Puppets intro before it was popular with Stranger Things doing that on my Broken Hungarian. That was another good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
No put the shit.
Oh, I know the last part. That's how good. Like, it's so many jokes in one. Everyone should watch it.
I guess since literally no one else is watching except for our hardcore fans at this point, I guess we'll drop some pretty huge announcements now. I'll introduce at least the one we know we're doing in the next week or two. We're doing some nice unplugged covers for you guys. I'm gonna have to learn to re-sing all of them because my voice is shot. Or we could just decide to cover the new Megadeth album and I'll sound just like Dave. Big cover that we've had actually in the works. It was supposed to come out last month. We're working with some really, really talented people on a new music video for our next cover. You think of anything else we have upcoming?
Definitely, I would say just more instrument music
oriented stuff,
videos than reviews, I would say.
And the reason for that is, I guess I'll announce our first studio album. Seriously, our first studio album that will be coming out probably in 2025, but will be recorded in 2024. It will be called Radical Displays of Dogma. So save this video now, screenshot it, because it's happening.
It is happening.
Cool if you're a gearhead. The SIW caster, which I have right here actually.
Yes, Frankenstein bass that's been in the works for a while, mostly due to 6-string bass. That will be in my possession hopefully sooner than later. And that'll be in the scene sooner than later. I got the whole video planned.
I think we started filming that last September, September of 21.
September, yeah. I hope more than 72 people watch it.
Also, so this thing too is getting a revamp. So another one of these, I have it already. Up there, these two going on the side. It's going to be a cool, interesting design. I don't think I've ever seen a guitar with 4 pickups before. Mostly because it's totally useless if you know how to split coil, but it looks over function all day. I'm going to redo this entire neck myself because I refuse to take it to a guitar shop ever because I want to learn all this shit myself. And I'm going to put jumbo frets and add a 22nd fret on this, and I have some very talented friends that will be helping me out with it, so stay tuned for that one. That's gonna rule. Plus, if you noticed in our Megadeth video, all the acoustic panels, I made those custom myself with our logo on it. I'll be doing a demo on how that happened as well.
Hopefully more than 163 people watch it. Seriously, watch time, please.
It's something that will, I'm sure, get us over the hump. We will be announcing Dream Theater Month coming up soon, which will probably kill us. We got to deliver what the people want, and we will be doing a whole month of Dream Theater reviews, cleaning out the back catalog.
We're going to look like SpongeBob and Squidward when they kept the Krusty Krab open for like 30 days.
1,320.
Day 23!
All right, I think that's it, right? All right, well, have them. Let me finish this first, actually. So have a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
And we will see you shortly, probably with some acoustic covers.
Drank that whole thing?
Yeah, I did.